Imagine waking up to a world turned upside down, where truth feels like falsehood and falsehood appears as truth. A man will rise claiming powers beyond human limits, shaking the faith of millions. This is not fiction. It is a warning given to us by Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasalam. The fitnah of Dajjal will test hearts like never before. In this reminder, let us understand this azim trial and how we can protect our iman. The word Dajjal comes from deception and concealment of truth. He will not simply spread disbelief. He will blur the line between truth and falsehood so convincingly that many will struggle to recognize reality. His emergence will mark a time of global confusion, moral instability, and weakened faith. Unlike previous trials that were limited to specific nations or eras, his fitnah will be widespread and affect people across the world in a short period. This trial is described as the greatest because it directly challenges belief in Allah, testing sincerity, knowledge, and trust. It will separate those grounded in faith from those attached to worldly illusions and temporary security. Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasalam gave detailed descriptions so the Ummah would recognize Dajjal and not be misled. He described him as a young man with one eye defective and the word kafir written on his forehead, readable by every true believer, whether literate or not. These clear signs are a mercy, ensuring that guidance remains accessible to those who hold firm to faith. He also warned that Dajjal would travel swiftly across the earth, entering most cities except Makkah and Medina. His arrival will be sudden and his influence rapid, demanding alertness, preparation, and unwavering conviction from every believer. Dajjal will claim powers that appear divine, presenting himself as a lord to humanity. He will command the sky to rain and the earth to produce crops, creating an illusion of control over nature. He will revive what seems to be the dead and display astonishing acts that overwhelm the senses. These events will not be true miracles, but tests permitted by Allah to expose what lies in people's hearts. He will also carry what appears to be paradise and hell, reversing their reality. What looks like comfort will conceal punishment, and what seems painful will contain safety, demanding courage and clarity from believers. Dajjal will exploit basic human needs to pressure people into submission. Those who accept him will receive ease, provisions, and security, while those who reject him may face scarcity and hardship. This imbalance will push many to compromise their beliefs for survival. Families may be divided and communities shaken as individuals struggle between faith and immediate relief. He will also manipulate emotions, stirring doubt, fear, and confusion. By targeting weaknesses such as greed, desperation, and attachment to comfort, he will intensify the internal battle within every person. Only hearts disciplined with patience and reliance upon Allah will withstand such calculated trials. Among the greatest protections is consistently turning to Allah with humility and awareness. Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasalam emphasized seeking refuge from the trial of Dajjal during the final tashahhud in every prayer. This regular supplication strengthens spiritual alertness and reminds the believer of unseen realities beyond this world. He also encouraged believers to distance themselves from Dajjal entirely, warning that even a strong person should not deliberately approach him, as the intensity of his deception could shake the heart. Protection lies in obedience, sincerity, and maintaining a living connection with acts of worship that anchor faith firmly in times of turmoil. Surah Al-Kahf carries powerful lessons that prepare the heart against deception. Its stories highlight trials of faith, wealth, knowledge, and authority, teaching believers how to remain steadfast when confronted with confusion and pride. Reflecting deeply on these narratives builds insight, humility, and reliance upon Allah rather than outward appearances. Reciting it regularly, especially on Fridays, fills the week with light and spiritual clarity. The verses remind believers that true success is not measured by material control or extraordinary displays, but by obedience and sincerity. Through reflection and consistency, Surah Al-Kahf nurtures discernment, helping the believer distinguish guidance from misguidance during times of overwhelming fitnah. Holding firmly to the Quran means more than recitation. It requires living by its guidance daily. When values are shaped by revelation rather than trends, the heart becomes stable and less vulnerable to sudden waves of confusion. Consistent reflection strengthens certainty, making faith a conscious choice rather than a cultural habit. Sincere dua deepens dependence upon Allah, especially in private moments when no one else sees. At the same time, being mindful of environments that promote corruption or weaken belief is essential. Choosing righteous company and beneficial gatherings creates a protective atmosphere where faith is supported, nurtured, and reinforced through shared reminders. The fitnah of Dajjal is a reminder of the importance of faith, knowledge, and reliance upon Allah. By holding firmly to the Quran, making sincere dua, and following the guidance of Prophet Muhammad Salallahu Alayhi Wasalam, we can protect ourselves and our loved ones. May Allah grant us steadfastness and safeguard us from every trial. Share this reminder, subscribe to Interior Deen, and comment, "May Allah protect us," to join others in this heartfelt dua.